This episode may contain content of a graphic nature, including descriptions of physical and sexual violence against adults, children, and animals. Listener discretion is advised. Hi everyone, I'm Talia.
And I'm Tanya.
And together we are Crimes and Consequences, a true crime podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of Crimes and Consequences. I am Talia.
And I'm Tanya.
And we are two friends that are also law partners.
Yep.
That love true crime. And I have a really good story. It is very
gruesome.
It's just very twisted, and it's not for the weak. But it's not the most gruesome episode we've ever done. But this one includes a spear.
Okay.
And it was suggested by Ben F. from Australia, who's a listener of ours. And we love to do suggestions from listeners. So thank you, Ben F.
Thank you, Ben.
And if you guys haven't done so already, hit the subscribe, like, follow button, whatever. Tell your friends, tell your family, because we appreciate all the support we can get. And we'd like to thank True Crime Daily for hosting us. And with that,
all right,
I'm going to give you a little background, okay? I'm going to start out we call vanilla.
Okay.
This is about the Sharpe family. And I had never heard this story. I did write half of it, and it was also written by a friend of ours, or writer, I should say, Rachel.
Okay.
So this is a group effort, and it's really, really disturbing.
All right. Let's get into it.
Okay. So the Sharpe family consisted of John, Anna, and their daughter, Gracie. They resided in this picturesque Mornington Peninsula area. It's an Australia story. And I always say it wrong. It's located in south of
Melbourne.
I always want to say Melbourne. And they had like an idyllic existence. They seemed happy. They're young, got this beautiful baby, and they were going to have another baby in 2003, and that was going to be a baby boy. However, there was a lot of pressure in this young new family, and that seemingly perfect facade, as you will find out, faded away as their family expanded with the second pregnancy. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. Anna had Gracie, and Gracie had some health problems, which I'll describe later. And then she found out, surprise, she's pregnant again. And John, her husband, got really stressed out because it's a lot of pressure. These babies are only going to be less than 2 years apart. So he takes up fishing. He's never fished before. He's never been a fisherman. On February 6th, he purchased some fishing supplies, and he's basically needing a release, a way to...
Right, like a way to relax, maybe get away from everyone, just go out on the lake or whatever and fish.
Right. One of the things that he bought, besides bait and whatever you buy, was a high-powered spear gun.
Oh, no.
It was just a way for him to escape like the pressures of everyday life and this new baby that's coming. And something ended up snapping. I'm just going to give you a forewarning. I mean, John didn't handle the second pregnancy very well.
Oh, boy.
So John Miles Sharpe was born on February 28th in Victoria, Australia. And he met this woman he was really attracted to. Her name was Anna Marie Kemp. And she was from New Zealand. But she had came to Australia, and they both met while working at the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. They started dating, and they fell in love, and they got married in October of 1994. Through the years, they didn't have children. There was a while where it was just them. And they moved to various locations around Australia, eventually settling into 116 Prince Street in the Mornington, Pennsylvania area south of
Melbourne.
You
said Pennsylvania?
Peninsula. I'm sorry. In the Mornington Peninsula. In the Mornington Peninsula of Melbourne.
Yes.
Melbourne.
Yes.
Eventually, John left the banking world, and Anna, she discovered she was pregnant. When she first discovered she was pregnant, she stopped working. And in August of 2002, that's when Gracie was born. Her name was Gracie Louise Sharpe. But Gracie was born with something called hip dysplasia. And it's a congenital condition. And she had to be in this orthopedic she had this, a harness.
Okay.
Some orthopedic harness because of her hip dysplasia for the first 3 months of her life. And these were big challenges because Gracie was uncomfortable.
Oh.
And she would cry
a
lot.
Oh, poor little thing.
And she was always uncomfortable. It made it difficult for the little baby to sleep. So guess what happens when the baby can't sleep?
Nobody sleeps.
Nobody sleeps. So you have they're still young, this couple. They can't sleep. They have a crying kid. And she had trouble eating, I think because she was maybe in pain. And it got to the point where Anna actually sought professional counseling. A little over a year after Gracie was born, in November of 2003, that's when Anna found out she was pregnant again.
Oh, boy.
And it was a surprise.
Surprise.
It was a surprise that John didn't handle very well.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go to March 21st of 2004. The Sharpe family, they went to this nephew's birthday party. And according to everybody there, they seemed fine. Everything seemed fine. There was Gracie, there was John, there was Anna, and there was nothing out of the ordinary. The next day, which is a Monday, so the party was on a Sunday. In the morning, Anna took Gracie to a child care center, and she returned home about noon after picking Gracie back up. But while Gracie was at this child care center, and she's about 20 months old, Anna called her mom in New Zealand just to catch up. She always talked to her mom. She was very close to her family. She just wanted to know how things were doing. At 8:24 that evening, she called a really close friend to chit-chat, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary, according to her friend. The following morning, now this is Tuesday, March 23rd, Anna made a call to the family's health insurance company to see if the unborn baby, just to make sure that when the baby's born, the baby's covered and all of that. And then she made plans with another friend. Her name was Samantha Jeffrey. She was very close to Samantha. They were going to meet up on Friday morning. So this is Tuesday.
Okay.
They're going to meet up on Friday. And Anna even puts it on the calendar, going to meet with Samantha. But she never made that appointment. And when I tell you what happened, you're going to be really upset. Later that night, John and Anna got into an argument, and they were fighting a lot. There was a lot of hostility, and a lot of it came from still dealing with Gracie's health conditions, not getting enough sleep, and now there's another child on the way. Anna went to bed between 9 and 10 p.m. And when John woke up in the morning, Anna was gone. So Thursday morning, John calls Samantha Jeffrey, Anna's friend. And he also calls Anna's best friend, Dawn Henry. He told them both that he believed Anna left him for another man.
A pregnant woman left him for another man. Okay.
She'd been having an affair. Mm-hmm. And this was a big surprise to her best friends.
Yeah, right. They didn't know anything about it.
They didn't know anything about it. Because I'm going to tell you what. You're going to tell your best friend.
I know. You're going to tell your best friend.
This guy or something.
I know.
But what was really shocking is that he told them that she left Gracie behind. And Anna was devoted to Gracie. And by the way, Anna was a devout Catholic too. So she took her marriage vows really seriously. And so none of this made any sense to her friends. It's completely out of character. Anna's mother, her name was Lily. And remember, I told you that she would talk to her family all the time. So she's always calling Mom.
Right.
Calling Lily. Lily was getting really concerned because this is Thursday. And she hadn't spoke to Anna since Monday.
Wow.
And she'd been trying to. And she's not getting any answers. She's been calling. Didn't get any answers. Thursday, John called her, Lily, his mother-in-law, and said Anna had left him for a man she was having an affair with. And that man was actually the father of the unborn baby.
Stop it. Mm-hmm. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Surprise.
Yes, surprise. Surprise.
Like, what?
Yeah, she's probably like, what the hell?
She's a devout Catholic with a child that has special needs.
You know, moms don't usually leave their babies behind.
And then to leave.
Yeah, to just run off with another man.
Yeah.
Like she's just going to start a new family with this new boyfriend and their new baby and leave Gracie behind. Okay.
He said that as far as he knew, Anna was with this unknown man and they were living in nearby Melbourne, which was a suburb of Chelsea. On Sunday, so now we've started this with a Monday. Now we're on Sunday, March 28th. John phoned Anna's family and told them that Anna had shown up at their home, the family home, in a cab with another man and took Gracie with her.
Oh, she came back for Gracie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this unknown man, Gracie and Anna left in a cab. Anna's mother, Lily, is like,
right.
No. And she got really concerned and she took action. She actually reached out to so Anna's mom, Lily, is in New Zealand still. So she reaches out to the police there in New Zealand.
Okay.
And she files a missing persons report in New Zealand so they will do something about it, even though it's not technically their jurisdiction. What they ended up doing is they got the records for the local cab companies to see if anybody had been to 116 Prince Street. And guess what? No cab had been there.
No cab.
No cab had been there.
It's a lie.
So then the New Zealand, whatever the authorities were in New Zealand, they reached out to the Victoria Police and they became involved. On March 29th, so this started on March 23rd is when she was last seen. On March 29th, and this is 2004, Anna's mother received an email from Anna.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what the email said, but it didn't give her any relief at all. She was just like, no. She became even more suspicious of John. I believe the email said something along the lines of, I need space, because she sent another email later, which I'll explain. I need space. I need some time.
Don't contact me. Don't look for me.
Probably
Like that
something
kind of
like,
stuff,
like
right?
that. And in early April, because, again, we were just at the end of March, Anna allegedly sent an email to her brother saying she needed time and space away. So I'm assuming the one to her mom is pretty close to the same. As the investigation into Anna's disappearance and now Gracie's unfolds, twists emerge. Anna's mother received an unexpected flower arrangement from her daughter on her birthday, which was right around that time. And she's just like, why would my daughter not contact me?
Right.
Why would she not call me?
Yeah, call her. Say happy birthday, Mom. Right.
But instead she sends a flower arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
And by that point, friends and family were very suspicious of John. John was questioned by the police on multiple occasions. He stuck to his story. She left with another man. She was having an affair. Took Grace, came back a couple days later, took Gracie, and she's just gone. And this is one of the cases that reminds me of, help me out, the guy that with the oil.
Yeah, Chris Watts.
Yes. John is very vocal. The media interviews him. He's crying.
Oh, so he's on the news a lot.
He's on the news a lot.
Okay.
He's vocal. He seems to feed off of their attention.
Gross.
And just crying. Come home. You don't even have to come home. Just bring Gracie back.
Okay.
Well, spoiler alert. He's full of shit.
Yeah.
And what he did is so horrible, Tanya. I don't even want to talk about it, but I will. He had all these emotional appeals for information, imploring anybody that knows where Anna and Gracie are to please, reach out.
Reach out.
But he also says he knows where they are. They're in Melbourne and they're, outside of Chelsea and with a guy.
That's weird.
But some clues emerged that add to the complexity of this case. There was activity on Anna's cell phone. And her ATM card was used in various areas of the suburbs of Victoria and to buy flowers, for her mom.
That's right. Yep.
So the police are seeing this, and it's hinting at the possibility that Anna and Gracie might still be alive. What if she did just
maybe she did run
away because she's pregnant with some unknown guy's baby.
I'm sure it's happened to someone.
So there was a little bit of a mixed feeling as to what happened. But anybody that knew Anna knew there's no way she ran off with some strange guy. The turning point in the investigation, which I told you started in March, the end of March, came on June 10th, nearly 3 months after Anna and Gracie disappeared. John Sharpe had been interviewed a few times, and he underwent more questioning with the police. He, again, insisted March 23rd, she left, and but the thing is, he kept referring to them in past tense.
Oh.
Like they didn't exist.
Right.
Like Gracie was.
Right.
Anna was.
That's a big clue.
The police end up putting some officers on a surveillance team that was instructed to tail John. And they observed John engaged in some suspicious activity.
Oh.
Guys. They witnessed him retrieving Anna's phone and ATM cards from this concealed location in the bushes near a public restroom in Mornington. And what he did is he had this blue bag, like a plastic bag, and he put it by the bushes by a public restroom. And then he went back to the bag and he got Anna's phone. So they believe that the bag had been there and he would retrieve like a credit card or a phone when he needed it. And then he would put it back in the bag.
And hide it again?
Yeah, and hide it again.
Okay. Instead of leaving it at the house, maybe?
I don't know.
What's the
He's
purpose
not
of
thinking
that?
well.
No.
And they also saw him disposing of what they believe was evidence in dumpsters.
Oh.
In Mount Martha, which I don't know where it is. But he's going to dumpsters.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly
That's
what he
not
dumped, but I don't go to like dumpsters.
Yeah, I've never
drive
been.
around to different dumpsters. No. And that's when they just knew, okay.
Yes, something's wrong.
This guy did it.
Something's severely wrong.
But what did he do?
Right.
What did he do? The events of June 22nd, 2004, it was a dramatic change of the police. I mean, now they actually have proof that he's dumping things and he's getting a cell phone and getting a Visa card, taking it and then putting it back in the bushes. So they interrogate him again. And this time, John crumbled.
Finally.
And he confessed.
Finally, he cracks.
He confessed.
Oh, man.
And what he confessed to, Tanya, it's so bad. He confessed to murdering Gracie and Anna.
Oh.
In this chilling admission, John spoke to authorities about his motivation behind these heinous actions. I'm going to start with that. He described Anna as controlling and moody, painting a picture of an unhappy and strained marriage. He also revealed that he had thought about raising Gracie alone, but the chaos after Anna disappeared drove him to the brink. And he said in his own words, quote, "That's when I lost the plot." And I'm going to tell you what the plot is. Investigators, dug deeper, and he's got this confession. And I told you that about a month earlier, a little more than a month earlier before the murders, John purchased a high-powered spear gun.
Yeah.
And additional spears from a local shop in Mornington, despite having no prior history of spear fishing. And this spear gun is used to spear large marine fish or whales in the ocean.
What? It's that big?
It's big. It's huge. I mean, I don't know anything about, maybe it's a normal spear gun. It just looks big. I don't know anything about spear guns. John had actually practiced sessions with a spear gun in his backyard of his home, saying that it was a way to alleviate his stress.
Okay.
And to Anna, it appeared as a harmless hobby.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, you don't think your husband's going to kill you. So, I mean, of course it's a harmless hobby.
Yeah, he's stressed out. Second baby's coming. I don't know. He's practicing.
I don't know how I feel about a spear gun because it's really violent.
But it's Australia and he's fishing. Oh,
that's true.
And he's fishing.
That's true.
So John reveals the gruesome details of what he did. And this is according to his account. He says tensions grew between the couple and it reached a boiling point on March 23rd, 2004. They'd gotten into an argument. As Anna drifted asleep, he's just brooding, not brooding. That's probably a verb, though. He's seething. He's angry. And he gets so upset, he goes to the garage and he retrieves the spear gun from the garage. And this is, again, not something normally, like if you need to, you're going to kill somebody. This is a very violent way to kill somebody.
And she's a pregnant woman.
Yeah. Yes. She's pregnant with a little boy.
She's got to be like 7 months pregnant.
I'm not sure how far along she is, but it was a little
6
boy
months, 7 months.
That they were going to name Francis.
Oh.
He, while Anna is sleeping, goes up to her with a spear gun, and at point blank range, he shoots it into Anna's left temple.
Oh my God.
Killing her. That wasn't enough for him.
Oh no.
He fired, I don't know what that would, fired,
I guess,
a second spear into her head.
Oh my God, really?
Just to make sure she was dead. So it's like a spear, and then there's this long shaft. And then
Yeah, and it's got to be a huge like arrowhead.
yes,
If it's meant for like a whale or like a
yes.
big fish, I'm thinking like maybe a
Yes.
big giant swordfish or something.
I don't know.
It's got to be huge. Oh my God. He
And
shoots
then-
her twice.
Mm-hmm. And then he ends up covering up her lifeless body with towels. And after that, guess what he did?
What?
He went downstairs and went to sleep on the couch.
Oh, he just left her there.
Just left her. Didn't even try to clean. No, just left her. No, he wakes up in the morning, and the following that day, he was normal. Well, I shouldn't say that because he did attempt to remove the spears from her head.
God, really?
Yeah, he needed to use them again.
Oh no.
But he couldn't get them out. I know.
What the fuck?
He was only able to remove the shafts, like from the spear. So he left Anna there all day with 2 spears in her head, covered by towels, and went about his routine, which included dropping Gracie off to childcare.
Okay.
All the while knowing his wife is just dead on their bed. He comes back home, and Anna had booked an appointment for a cable guy to come to the house.
Oh my God.
The cable guy knocks on the door, and John opens it and makes up an excuse why the cable guy, why he can't come in. Knowing, okay, wait, I can't let anybody in this house. My wife is dead with 2 spears in her head. He takes and he moves her body into the garden. He grabs a shovel. He digs a hole. And he buries her in the backyard.
He buries her in the backyard?
He buries her in the backyard.
Oh my God.
But that's not all he did that day.
Oh, fuck.
He picked Gracie up and he took her to the marine shop where he had purchased the spears and spear gun, and he bought another spear with Gracie, which he later used to kill Gracie.
Oh, man, he speared the baby too?
Yeah, I will get to that. But you know what's interesting was when he picked up Gracie from her childcare, he told them this was a Friday, that would be the last time Gracie would be there and she wouldn't be coming back.
Wow. So he had planned it out. That shows he's planning it.
Mm-hmm. And
well, buying the fucking spear also shows he's planning it, but holy God. Okay.
So that night, it's March 27th, he puts Gracie to bed and he gets drunk off whiskey and cokes. He has a lot of whiskey and cokes. In a premeditative act, clearly.
Clearly.
He retrieved the spear gun from the garage. He loaded it with the new spear he bought with Gracie. And he pointed it at her head while she was sleeping, and he fired the spear into her head.
I fucking can't believe this story. Man.
Again, it's not like
I can't.
It's bad. It's horrible.
It's bad.
Little Gracie. But the worst part is, Tanya, she didn't die.
No, she did. Oh, no.
She started crying in pain.
Oh, my God.
But that didn't stop him from continuing. He went and retrieved a spear shaft or got the spear from Anna somehow. Because he only had 1 spear when he bought it with Gracie. He only had 1 spear.
That was the one, yeah.
So he ended up getting another spear from Anna's body or a spear shaft. And he ended up repeating the act. It was a spear shaft. So I don't know anything about spears.
Because you said he was able to remove the shaft from Anna, but he couldn't remove the arrowhead.
But I don't know.
So maybe he just loaded the shaft into the...
I don't know.
Spear gun?
I don't know how it works, but I guess so. He did it 4 times.
What? 4 times? Oh my God. Who fucking does this?
John Sharpe.
Yeah, John Sharpe.
And then the next following days, he went to a hardware store and he ended up buying some supplies. Duct tape, tarps, an electric chainsaw. And he went out to the backyard where Anna was buried and he dug her up.
Oh my
He
God.
exhumed her. And he used the electric chainsaw.
Oh my God.
And then he dismembered.
Are you fucking kidding? Like, if it couldn't get any worse, it just did.
Anna's body.
Wow. That's crazy.
He cut her remains into 3 pieces. And then he put a tarp. He concealed them in a tarp, each piece. And then he threw them in dumpsters.
Oh, that's what he was doing around the dumpsters? Wow.
I don't know if when they saw him at the dumpsters, when the police did, if that's the evidence, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But he dumped her in multiple dumpsters. Then he wrapped up Gracie in a tarp and he placed her in some garbage bags and he dumped her in the garbage too.
Oh.
He had discarded other evidence I told you about, including the spear gun, spears, a mattress, and some of Gracie's clothes and toys.
Oh.
Probably like
Had
recovered.
blood on them.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Wow.
And this is what he confessed to. So law enforcement ends up searching the landfill in Melbourne.
Oh.
Melbourne.
Yes. Melbourne.
I thought it looks like Melbourne.
Yes,
Melbourne.
it does.
And it took them weeks to find 3 weeks. 3 weeks to find all the remains.
They found them all?
They did.
Wow.
The 3 separate tarps
For
with
Anna.
and then Gracie's body. 3 weeks in a landfill. A landfill. Like, what the fuck?
I know.
Who does that?
John
to your
Sharpe.
20-month-old special needs daughter. Really? Anna and Gracie were laid to rest at the Green Park Cemetery in Dunedin. And her family made sure that she was buried with her maiden name.
I
which
would
was
have done
Kemp.
that. Yeah.
And the grave site, which we have a picture of, honors Gracie's buried with her. And then it also honors their unborn son, Francis.
Oh.
John's
terrible.
arrested.
Yeah.
Forced to face justice for his crimes. He pled guilty by the grace of God. He pled guilty to the brutal murders of Anna and Gracie. On August 5th of 2005, John's fate was sealed with a sentence that fits his crimes. He was handed down 2 consecutive life imprisonment sentences. So he could, I would say, never be out, but he could be paroled in 33 years.
Oh. He won't be, I'm sure. I'm sure he won't be. I mean,
Right.
what the fuck?
That's a long time. And
Yeah, that is a
and
long
if he
time.
is, he probably won't.
You're going to be old man.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So there was some justice for Anna and Gracie and Francis.
Jeez.
At first, John was put in isolation for reasons we can imagine. And he was getting threats from other
I'm sure.
inmates.
Somebody's going to whoop his butt.
So, yeah, he was in solitary confinement. He is still, he's not in solitary confinement, but he's still locked up. And to me, like, what he did, I don't see. Australia and Canada are so kind
to their criminals. Yeah.
I mean, to me, he should get life without parole.
Without parole.
But I don't have
know.
any.
I know.
I'm
done
not the
stories,
justice system.
We've done stories where people have committed brutal murders and gotten out.
He literally exhumed his wife's body in the backyard and used
dismembered her.
And a chainsaw.
I
For
mean,
what? What they really believe is he didn't want Francis to be born.
That's probably true.
He didn't want it.
But really, like, killing everybody and going to prison for the rest of your life is better.
And how did he think he would get away with it?
Exactly. That's what I think too. Like, how do you think exactly that you're going to get away with it?
But he
People
did
are
for
gonna
months.
notice. That's true.
Because he pretended to be her.
Yeah. In a weak ass way.
That's true.
I mean,
but you would,
because it just
like,
goes
why
to
is
show,
he-
like, it's all a plan for him. I don't know.
and he was
I
trying to
just
keep up
can't-
this facade that she was still alive, and that's what ended up getting him. If he wouldn't have went back to where he had that blue plastic bag in the bushes by the public bathroom, the police wouldn't have
that much evidence and continue to follow him or whatever. Yeah, that was dumb. But
so that is the really sad story of Anna, Gracie, Francis, Sharpe, or we'll call him Kemp, and how evil.
Speargun.
He thought he could handle Gracie on his own, but decided
he had her one day. He had her one day and took her to daycare too. He couldn't handle her for one day. Then give her to grandma and grandpa.
Right, and be like, I can't. I'm a single dad. This is too much. She left me with this other guy.
I can't handle it. I mean, can you guys
help
me? Right. No, I guess it's better to just
to kill Grace, to have Gracie be in pain by surviving it, and then it takes time. It took him time for him to go get the next, was it spear or shaft? I mean, it wasn't just available. And then 4 times. He didn't have 4. So he had to
use it again. Reload it. Yeah. Man.
Sick.
Fuck this
Sick
guy.
Fucker. Sorry. I'm sorry if that offends people.
I don't care.
It doesn't offend you.
Fuck him. No.
Fuck him.
Man.
So that's the story.
Fuck.
And I want to take a second just to thank all of you guys for listening to this episode, and to thank True Crime Daily for hosting us on their website. If you have something bad to say, just keep your mouth shut. We'd appreciate that. If you have something nice to say, leave a comment, hit like, subscribe, follow us, tell your friends and family. We have a lot of people don't know exactly what Patreon is. I think more and more people are learning, but you can go to Patreon, which is like patron, but it's patreon.com, and it's /T and the letter N and T crimes. And there, Tanya and I release audio where it's very much more raw and more relaxed, because it's a little uncomfortable with cameras. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know where to look half the time. I don't, because we have 4 cameras set up, and we're not trained professionals unless it's law.
Mm-hmm.
You can go there and subscribe, and then you get a free private episode that isn't released to the public.
Well, it's not free.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you get an episode.
Once you subscribe and pay. Once you subscribe and pay, it's free. Yeah. It's ad-free, and you get early releases of all the episodes that you guys can hear or watch on True Crime Daily or whatever podcast app you're subscribing to. And we also have a website, Crimes and Consequences. We're working on updating it. It's been a little overwhelming this past year, but we appreciate and love everybody that has stayed with us. And if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, you can do the same thing, like for the Android users or whoever goes to patreon.com. You can subscribe to our channel and get the early releases, ad-free releases, and the private episodes for just a tiny, tiny fee. It's tiny.
On the podcast app.
I mean,
you can subscribe.
It helps with your drive to work.
Mm-hmm.
You have something to listen to.
That's right. Or while cleaning the house, or
exercising.
Exercising, or
anything.
all the great things that you do.
Trying to sleep.
Yeah, trying to sleep.
I don't know.
So
with that said,
until our next episode.
Don't kill each other.
Bye.
Bye.